Hello and welcome to Career Companion. In this video, I'll be showing you how to edit the company structure of your application. For this video, I've created a new application called Tutorial, and it's brand new, so there's nothing in the company structure other than name because it's a required field, and there's nothing in the company data right now. So since we'll probably be creating our structure from data we have in a spreadsheet, I've created an Excel spreadsheet that contains all the data from the sample application that comes with your new account. So we're going to set up the company structure to match the data here. So the first field we have is name, which is already there for us. And so our second one is website, and all of our information in website are strings of text. So we're going to add a new string attribute, and then we'll call it website. So next we have all majors, art, BME, and CIT, which are abbreviations for engineering and technology majors. So we'll create, and each of those is a Boolean, which means it's either true or false, or in this case I'm using 1 or 0. So we're going to create a group and call it majors, and then we have 4 group attributes, and we'll name each one of those accordingly. Alright, now that we have our 4 majors, we're left with nonprofit, for-profit, and government, which all sound like company types. So we'll add a new group, and we'll call them company types. And by the way, this editor works similarly to the one in the layout editor for the pages. So if you try to add spaces, like, it'll replace it with an underscore, and if you try capitalizing, then it'll make it lowercase. So these follow the same rules. They have to be lowercase letters, numbers, and underscores only. Now that we have the structure laid out, let's look at the other data we can edit for each of our attributes. So for our string attributes, the only other thing we have is a display heading, and what that is, if we take a look at the sample application, is this right here. So we have our website set up, and currently there's no display heading, so this would just show up as the name with no heading. But if we want to have a heading so it makes it a little more obvious what that section is, we can give it one. In this case, website. And this display enable, if you have extra information that you want to enter into the system but you don't necessarily want displayed, then you can toggle that. So if we disable that checkbox, then that would not show the website. This whole section right here would be gone, and we'd just see the desired majors and company type. So let's leave that on because we want people to be able to see our website. And let's go to groups. So for groups, we also have a display heading and we have a filter heading. So display heading's the same as the display heading for string attributes. So let's make this desired majors, and in the filter we'll just call it majors. So that will display as desired majors, and then it'll list all the majors that we have selected in our data, and then in our filter it'll have the title just majors. We won't say desired majors, just majors, because that's what we have for the filter heading. For the group attributes, we have a display label and a filter label, which these are important because since each of the group attributes either takes a true or false value, that determines whether it displays or not. So you have to have a label, otherwise you won't be able to tell what it is. So for our all majors, our display label, we would want all majors, and we'd want the same for the filter label. And then we also have this checkbox called always include in filter. And the reason we have that is in the case that you have something like all majors, which means in our filter page, we don't want it to show up. We want it to find the companies that are all majors when we're searching for any of these. So like if a company has all majors listed and another company has just architectural engineering listed and we filter for architectural engineering, we want all majors and architectural engineering to show up. Not just the architectural engineering, because this all majors is still looking for that type. So when we turn that on, it doesn't show up in the filter, but it automatically includes it whenever we're searching that group. So this filter label doesn't really matter because it won't display in the filter when we have that checked, but we'll go ahead and leave it like that. So, and then for our other ones, we'll just make this art so that it doesn't take up too much room in our major section. But then in our filter label, we will expand a little bit so that it's easier for students to tell what major that is. So here we'll put art, the abbreviation, and then the name. So architectural engineering. And we'll do the same for these as well. But we'll leave the always include in filter unchecked so that it won't look for architectural engineering every time we search for a different major. Now we'll do the same for company types. So for our display heading, we'll probably want type of company, and then in our filter heading, we'll say company type. And then we also have the options to enable and disable a display like we did with string attributes, but we also have the ability to include it in the filter or not include it in the filter with the filter enable. So if I uncheck filter enable for the company's type group, then over here in our filter we wouldn't have this tab, we'd only have the majors filter. So, but we'll go ahead and let students filter by company type. And then we just enter in the data like we did for the majors. So not-profit. And now that we have all of our company structure set up, we save. Always make sure to save. You don't want to find out later that you forgot to save all of that work that you did. And now we have our company structure set up. Doesn't take that long. You just need to know what you're doing, which is why I've created those videos to help you along. And in the next video, I'll show you how to enter in the company data into the system and show you what that looks like.